Woo, woo, woo,
Yeah,
woo. Good morning,
we're
goddesses.
alive, we're alive,
Woo!
we're alive.
Happy
God.
Tuesday.
Where's our little intro, a
Our
magical
video
intro?
Hey,
clips.
yeah, let's do our little intro
I need that song.
Mm, mm, mm,
while I
mm,
sip on my.
mm.
We are live
Hey, we are live.
in spirit.
Did I miss anything?
Hey, that was like disappearing acts.
Right. I'm
Now
She's
not
you hear.
menopausing anymore, but I still get these hot, welcoming feelings.
It is okay. It is okay.
Yes,
How you
yes,
feeling this morning,
yes.
goddesses?
I'm feeling great.
Yeah.
I am good.
There is
Yes.
everybody.
Tropical inside, snowy outside.
Is that what's going on?
Oh,
You will never know. Just focus on here. That's it.
Just right, exactly.
y'all got
That's
ice
what we
coming
love it.
down.
We make it what we want it, right? Make
hmm
it what we want it.
Just like you have this beautiful flower inside. That's what I want here.
Mm-hmm,
Flowers
mm-hmm.
blooming in the middle
Yes.
of January. Show us our flowers again.
Oh, yes, yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Hibiscus,
Color
my
any better?
favorite. I miss that flower. It's everywhere in Haiti,
I got three
everywhere.
of them. I got one for each of you.
And those are red for those of you who may be
These
wondering.
are, yeah. I mean, they're so red. I can't. It's a true red, but it's just
Gorgeous.
not coming through. I mean, I guess there's some things the camera can't reproduce.
It's too much. It's too much
It's
hotness,
too
you know.
much. You just have to come
It's
here.
too
That's why you need
much.
that experience, that tactile.
Yeah, I love that flower.
So beautiful.
Welcome.
Beautiful.
What we got today, goddess?
Woo! Well, here, let me show
All
you
the
what we got
goodies.
today. Today
Oh,
this is episode 39, and
Mm.
yay!
wow, we are moving right along.
That's a
And
three all
today,
around.
Then he's gonna be the big 4-0.
right, we're gonna be 40 tomorrow. We're gonna be 40. But the gift is obvious.
The gift. Is
That's what I
it?
want to talk about today. The
I want
gift is
somebody to
obvious.
tell me what is my obvious gift. Tell me.
What is my obvious gift? Well, this is in honor of Val. After
Oh,
we've been on a few times, one of the goddesses said to me, "You know what? Her gift is obvious. I don't even know. Like, I just see it, right?"
Okay.
And then we got into this whole conversation about the gift is obvious to the outside world, but to you or to me, sometimes it's not really that obvious,
Nope.
right? So how do we tap in? It's tap in Tuesday. So how do we tap into our gifts?
oh! Can I answer?
Oh yes.
Yes.
Take it. Take it on.
Now you see. Now this is where it's important to have people in our immediate environment who can function as mirrors, who
Yeah.
can show, because yeah, it's obvious to them, but they are our mirrors. And I think we fail ourselves when we surround ourselves with ass kissers or people who tell us what we want to hear. Like if we have people around us who are not reflecting,
The
right,
truth.
the
Mm-hmm.
truth, then you're
Mm-hmm.
never going to know. Worse yet, if they're jealous of you, they're going to make sure you don't know.
Oh.
Mm.
They're going to make sure you don't know.
Oh.
Mm.
Well,
Yeah.
feel that
See,
one.
You know
I
that,
like these conversations where I just give y'all the topic, because then the truth come out. The truth.
you know that character is in
It's so true.
SNL. It's like, oh, like if you just won like a Heisman Trophy, and she'll be like, oh, I won a Heisman Trophy. Ow, she's like, oh yes, I used to play football. Yes, I got a Fulbright. So it's like if you have that kind of person around you, their primary goal is going to be that you don't realize what your gifts are. So we really
Mm.
got to take stock of who we surround ourselves with.
Wow.
Mhm. Wow,
It's a
that's
good
powerful
one.
right there. That's powerful.
Yeah, I mean,
Woo.
it doesn't have to be everybody, you know what I mean? But have 3 or 4 people in your life
Right. Right. Exactly. That help you to reflect that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, and that's the show today, y'all.
That's it.
Oh,
See you tomorrow.
We got the
Bye.
answer we came for. We're done.
Bye. Yeah, no, I mean I think the mirrors are everywhere. So I part of it too. Have you ever seen those where it's like you don't know what you're seeing? It's like that weird
What am I looking at?
situation
the
when you have
distorted mirror.
multiples. Right. So I think people can be that because you're looking for that for them to tell you usually. And so if it's the wrong one, it's a blur. And I think
Mhm.
that's the other thing. Sometimes people are like, where is it? You tell me what I'm seeing versus like just focus, right? Because you need to
Mhm.
clear all that fogginess. And sometimes you just need that one mirror. Most of the time, you just need that one mirror, right?
Well, Marie, we know when we look right. Even if we never looked right before, when you're looking in the mirror, you kind of, everybody who passes the mirror, they go back a little bit, to sort something out that was out of sorts because we have an expectation of what we want to look like, and
Right.
it's easy to do on a physical plane, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we're talking about like the inside, the inside part.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mirrors are there, but are we looking?
Are
Mm.
we looking? And
Yes.
as you were saying that, I got a visual of, we attract people into our lives. And I'm like, when I attract crazy, I step back and I start looking at me because I'm like,
Same
what
here.
the hell
Same
am
here.
I
Yeah.
doing that is making me attract that?
Yeah. And if
Mhm.
I find no reason for them, I just put them back.
That's
Because if
right.
the universe is trying to teach me something, the universe is stronger than me. It will
Mm.
insist. So I can
Yes.
get rid of your ass. If you're supposed to be in my life, it's not for you to decide. People love to tell you that, oh, maybe I'm supposed to be in your life. I'm your soulmate. No, you don't decide. The
Mhm.
universe has to insist
Mm.
before I let you in again.
Yeah. Well, that one too, you can feel it. There are certain people where just like it's just, and sometimes the obviousness can scare some people where you just like it's too easy because things are so in alignment and it's
Mhm.
just like you so used to the struggle to like proving yourself and validating and doing a lot for
Mhm.
you to get the attention to see you, right? When
Yeah.
now it's like it's effortless, and that's when sometimes I'm like like sometimes even our friendship, right, where you just like I don't even have to say much
Right.
at all.
Yeah.
It's just there.
Just
And I
be.
and I think sometimes we have a hard time accepting it. And it goes with the gift too. Tracy knows this with like my resistance when the plant stuff started to get way too simple, where it's just like every conversation where it's just ever present. And I'm like, this makes no sense because it wasn't anything that I consciously did. Like I went to school, I went through a training, somebody taught me. Like I didn't have a mountain spirit. It was like, this is what this is. This is what this is. And it was just there. Like if something happened, like I remember thinking of, I don't know if you know what the sour orange is. I feel
Mhm.
like I remember as a young girl, either my grandmother or somebody would like burn the skin. So if you hurt, if there's inflammation, if there's something, but we have open fire. It wasn't like
The fire
um
heart. Yes.
those electric stove situation. And I'm like, how am I gonna burn this? There's no open and I didn't have the sour orange. So I decided to just use the lemon, the skin of the lemon for the same issue for my skin. And I'm just like, why do I know this? This makes no sense that this is happening. And I'm like, oh, let me just, you know, peel the lemon, put it on the stove, and then just use that for that particular pain or inflammation that was going on as a supplement for the
Yeah.
sour orange. And that was it. And I'm just like, there's no note. Nobody left me anything behind. There's no magical book.
And see, that's
Why
the
question it?
credibility. That's the only credibility that we should be satisfied with. I mean, when we get to the point where we trust what our insides say, because you
Mhm.
listen to your
Yes.
spirit,
Yeah.
that's why you got the
Mhm.
correct information.
It's like,
And that's how Orange, a tech report just came out, a scientific tech report. I guess people can get it on JSTOR or something.
mm,
I'm ousted, so all I can do is read it, but I can't like download or copy or
okay.
anything. But at least they haven't blocked me from reading them, right? The tech report has put the sour orange at the top of the healing plants list, which it didn't used
Mm.
to
Oh,
be.
nice.
So the reason I get the telegram is because I'm producing oil from seed oil for pharmaceutical companies. So
Mhm.
this is like a hot one for them. And
Yeah.
look, it's not the nutritional health market, it's the pharmaceutical market. Okay, so there's the oil in the skin, which is what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
When you dry it and you burn it.
Mhm.
And citral, it's in all the citruses, but in the
Mhm.
sour orange, it has like a little extra bite to it where it actually seeks out specific cancer cells, or like sick cells. So our ancestors knew that, Marie. You see
Oh
that?
my God.
And you did that before the tech report even came out.
I couldn't explain it. It was just one of those things where I'm like, it's like the pain was so there was nothing to fix it. And I'm just like, what can
Right.
I and then you could rub it all over. Like wherever the thing is, you can rub it there. So I just went and did it because I couldn't figure out. And I think you were talking about something recently where you were like, you're just gonna go and pick it up, the herbs, the whatever it is, you just grab it. And I couldn't understand how I knew that, like literally. And so, when I started doing those things here, and I'm just like, why do I know that I can like do this and do that and this plant will be okay? Like it's not gone kind of situation. And so it took me a while to realize like, oh, okay, just accept it.
Hallelujah.
Just move on.
You see how they got us? You see how insecure
Yeah.
they have us?
Mm-hmm.
Just move
Mm-hmm.
on. And
You
just take
know?
it in. So, and then if somebody asks me something, I don't know everything. I'm like, oh, let me look that up and see how we can fix
Yeah.
that situation. But some of them just come, and I'm just like, okay, then.
But because you already have a relationship with the plant spirit world, once you ask them, they're always going to direct you.
Give you.
Now, I got stuck a good maybe 19, 20 years in the space of, why do I know this?
Mm.
And my teacher said to me, you keep asking why, the ancestors have to pull your hair now and go show you why.
Mm.
Why don't you just embrace it?
Allow
Like, if
it
you
and
trust, yeah.
embrace.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
this is coming from my ancestors, and just accept the information, like,
Mm.
as holistically as it enters you, because you know when it's correct. But this is why I invented the term botanophobia. They have injected botanophobia into us, so that it's a programming that any healing that's plant related, or like you said, Marie, so simple, so quick, it's suspect. Well, I think taking a white pill made by man, or
Mm.
injecting something into
Suspect.
my bloodstream, I think that's suspect.
But you again, that's the programming where you grew up with it, right? Like there's certain things where it's like, even we talked about the aloe recently, and I'm like, oh, I remember mixing like literally peeling it up and getting the inside
Mhm.
for my hair that I was losing my hair
Ooh,
after I don't know what was going
excellent.
on, the amount of stress after pregnancy, and I'm just like, okay, what am I gonna use? And we have the castor oil and then some other things, and I just literally mixed it together and started just using it, the edges and the spot that was like literally balding. And again, I'm like, why do you know this particular concoction? And I didn't want to go to the doctor and be like, give me stuff, because it would have been
Mhm.
another injection, another pill, or another
Intrusion.
stressor to tell me like, oh my God, this is chronic, it's never gonna go away, you're gonna lose everything. And I'm just like, oh my God, I don't need that level of fear in my life. And that's what they do. So now I would have been on something for life, because I just needed my to strengthen what's at the roots of my own head, right? And
Yeah.
so, but I think having other people see it, seeing it a
Mhm.
few times,
Mhm.
it sink in after a while, because it's just like, it's undeniable, and you don't have to prep for it. That's the other thing. Somebody would just be asking like, what is this?
Mhm.
Like Tracy will have these things, she's like, what is that? Give me the name. I'm like, you think I just know what what this
Yeah.
thing is? And I'll be like, oh, I think that's what this is.
I think it's almost like that ancestral wisdom is like electricity. Nobody really
Yes.
knows.
I
Come on,
love.
you don't know how it works, please. And yet, we all use it
But
all
it
the time,
works,
all
and we
every
use it.
day. We
Mm-hmm.
have people mastering. We have electricians. They're mastering it. Even they don't know where it comes from. But that ancestral wisdom, it's so our goal really is, or our only task is to connect. Connect.
Yes.
Remain
It's
connected.
in there.
You can get a switch where you can turn it on and off, because we have to
Mm-hmm.
exist in a world where all of that sensitivity can be daunting. So we could just turn the switch off or bring it down a little bit, like a dimmer, right? But to trust that what the way same way we trust electricity, we don't go and hide underneath the bed every time the light goes on. Because even though we don't understand where it comes from, we really don't understand electricity. We don't. That's why we pay all this money for it. But this ancestral wisdom, in my case with the plants, I'm sorry I'm myopic. I wish I had other things in life
Mm.
um, that I could have that intensity. But I guess you can only have one lover, huh? And
Mm.
the plant kingdom is my one. Yeah, that's my one. Um, so it just anyway. I
Yeah,
keep doing
yeah,
this.
I get that. No, no, but it's like I've got one lover, but many friends. We've got many friends.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, you know.
yeah.
I think it's a wonderful thing, though. So, and I think like that gift for you should have been obvious, right? But we don't always have people around us to nurture that, and so I am like I really wish Val was here because that's this, kind of stemmed from that, knowing early on that she had this love for music and this passion for, you know, music and talking to people and getting to know like who they are. This is your gift. Why are you doing that? Even what she's doing with the podcasting,
Mhm.
I love seeing her now cultivate that gift. And so I just want to say that we are all unique on this journey. Let me share the message too. Um, let me share the message for the day. But we're
Yes.
all uniquely created, right? And because we are, we find our gifts. And if we
Mhm.
stop, slow down, slow down. I know we talk about that a lot, but slow down and just get into a space where you can cultivate that gift. So
Yeah.
we are reading today from the Slay Bible, page 49. And I'm pretty sure I have done this before, but I
You
definitely
got the
want
book.
to
The
drill
book
it
is
in.
here.
Get the book, get the book.
Where's the book?
Ah,
What page was that, guys?
page 49, the top of page 49. YOU, your
1949.
own uniqueness.
Oh, the
Your
acronym is
own
here.
uniqueness. It is here. It is here. Your charge is to pledge to rediscover yourself and get in the game. Commit to discover
Mm.
every amazing aspect of you. Cultivate your gifts. That's what they are there for. There are people out there waiting to hear your story, needing to experience your love and wanting to bask in your light. Think about who you're keeping from embarking upon their greatness because you
Mm.
are not fully walking in yours. You might be holding back because you've not shared your gifts as instructed. Think about that piece alone. Do what you do because you love doing it and are so very gifted at it. At the same time, know that although your own uniqueness was gifted to you, it's not for you, or not just for you. It serves as your gift to the world. See, you can be a little selfish in taking time to embrace and hopefully enjoy the cultivation of your gifts. Just don't hoard them. Please
Mm.
oblige us all and gift freely. So I want to just say thank you to Mountain Spirit for and Marie for gifting freely. Like now you're in a space, Mountain Spirit, with the healing plants. Like you give that freely, like, and not for free. Let's just say those are two
Freely.
different things. It's not necessarily for free, right? Because we've been talking about your gifts and them making room for you. And Marie now owning and pulling in the self care with the plant
Mm.
care and understanding that
Oh.
they are symbiotic. I'm loving that. I am loving that.
Yeah, that
Trace.
synergy is everything. It took a minute
Yes.
because, again, that's the other thing with the external internal, right? Where some of the stuff people I can see was like, I don't see it. And I'm like, and that's when sometimes you realize you're the only one who need to see it. Like, even when other people do get it, it's like, it's like when people discover like
Great.
I also write poetry or I so do this, and it's all that creative self that they don't get to see on a regular basis. But the other part, as you two were talking, I kept thinking is I always have that superhero concept where there's a season for that gift to show itself. And so a lot of time it takes some longer, and little pieces would show itself and it would scare you and you'd be like, nope, I did not see that happen. Let me go back. Like many of you watch those. And then there's a time where there's nothing you can do because there's a time for it to show itself and for you to start using it and sharing it with the world. And now you're going to have to literally accept it, acknowledge it, and harness it to see how am I going to use this gift in the world and be okay that I'm different from other people, because now you're going to feel like I'm not normal, right? That conversation comes up. I want to be normal. When you discover, you're like, I don't want that. Like even our conversation with our senses the other day, I'm like, if I could remove a few of that Claire that comes to me, I'm like, take the Claire, because it's a lot to have. And other people are looking at it again, looking for explanation. And I'm like, that's the one time when I'm like, you don't need to explain it. It's been there all along. So let it be.
Let it be. Another song. Oh, I want to give a shout out to my YouTube guru. And all the ladies on this panel understand that I came into YouTube blind, stumbling, and my best girlfriend, Sydney Chase, who's on line right now, took me by the hand and she's like, Zoo, you can do this. You can do this. And look at us now. So, and she has a show too. She has an Indigo Room. Which it's one of my, that's why I got that's one of my awesome channels. Yeah, that's one of my awesome channels. Hey Sid, love you. But going back to what Dr. Marie was saying, I totally agree with everything you're saying. And I think for me, one of the shortcuts is, and I didn't make it up, it was told to me, is to find everything you love. And look at it, pretend somebody's putting gems like emeralds, rubies, a diamond, one of each, right? In your hand. Each one of those is something that you do that you love.
Yes.
So hold them like that and then pick from there where you want to start. They're all yours. They're all yours. So we don't have to wonder if we're using the love vibe to select. Instead of us selecting what our gift is, find what in our lives brings us that vibe that only a gift can bring. And then we can sort out, we can see what our gifts are in the palm of our hand, but we can also sort out which ones we want to develop or cultivate or can serve us better. Yeah.
I love that. And it's so
love
true.
It.
So true.
I love it too.
So let us know in the chat.
Oh, there's a lot of talking.
There we go. There we go. Yes, a lot of stuff going on.
Do what you love. What you love.
Doing what you love.
It'll never work again.
Yes. Are you doing what you love? Are you doing what you love? Are you operating in your gifts?
Ooh. And some people may have to discover and rediscover. Like I find when I'm meeting, particularly, I think it's all of us, particularly women, where we have suppressed that along the way, or somebody said something of the stuff that made you unique, that make you unique. And then you just literally stop the light. You turn that treat off because you're like, I don't want them to see me that way. And it draws attention to you, right? Especially when it's something where, again, you're looking to see others like me. And I think that's why I love watching those superheroes, because when you find another where you don't feel like, oh my God, I am not, that weird, whatever. And then, you accept the weirdness. You're like, yes, I am weird. I am whatever this is. I am not normal. Like, I'm going to embrace it, because then you realize it's what people fear in you. And people will present it as such, right? Like that makes you a threat once they discover what it is. That's why, again, sometimes you don't want to hoard it. But I think during that first discovery stage, you don't want to share that with just anybody. Because the way that gift can be used for good, that can also be manipulated and be used the way you don't want that gift to be used. And so you almost have to protect it, but also share it as you discover it more and get more comfortable in terms of how do you want to use it in the world, but also within yourself. I see Ruby is here. T is here. All right, now everybody's popping in.
Yeah, everyone's here. Ruby says, I love gems. Let the cash flow and the gift grow.
I was just looking at that saying, gems are, none of them are normal. Gems in and of themselves
None of them are
normal.
the same.
And individually, they're not normal. So who the hell wants to be normal? I want to be a
Right.
gem.
I told you we abolishing that word this year. T says, have to move past the fear. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. The fear
Yes.
that conditioning that, we all need to be in a row and lined up, and that we all need to be the same, and that we, all need to whatever it
Yep.
is. Yeah, not the truth. Not the truth.
Not the
Let's see who
truth.
else is
Well,
here.
Sydney has a
Um,
message. Oh,
Val, I had to rediscover my gifts, and I'm embracing my uniqueness.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
yes.
Y-O-U, your own uniqueness. That's all you're here to operate from.
Yep.
I'm telling you. And then Sydney said, I'm sending you all good vibes this new day. I have to go. All right. We're so grateful that you were here this morning, Sydney.
You're like,
Love you
Love
much,
you.
goddess. We'll be over. We'll be over.
Yeah, we coming over.
Yes, we are coming over.
And then you're coming over here.
Yes,
We're
yes,
going to visit
yes.
each other.
so how do we encourage others to we discover, and also embrace that gift?
Hey, the past 27 minutes is not enough encouragement. What do you want?
This is the encouragement, but
This
I
is the
think
encouragement.
also,
Well, as you
I know
know,
what you mean.
like we've said, how many of us resisted, right? And we pretend we didn't hear it. We pretend we don't see it. We pretend we don't feel it. And it's not going away, by the way. This is going to be like that thing that haunts you, because you're going to be in spaces where people are going to try to bury that gift, literally bury that gift, particularly for us, you know, Black women. Like, because sometimes our gift is, again, it's obvious to other people, where it's literally almost like a shining light, and we don't see it. Other people see it sometimes first, and they're just gonna try to crush that real quick before it is developed.
Mhm.
So how do we continue
Yeah,
to,
but you can't crush what's mine for real. You
you
can
can,
try
but you've
to.
seen it
You
happen
can
where it's
try
like,
to.
because you didn't see it,
Well, but
because
it's
you didn't
it's us.
nurture it.
Are we allowing that to happen though? So
We got
tapping
to get
more.
out the way. Yeah.
And just have to realize that we need to move other people out of the way. Um, Oh, T, I agree with you. And I was just thinking the same thing. Show by example, live in your purpose, walk in your truth, and keep having the conversations about it.
Mhm.
It will
That's a
come up.
journey. That's a whole
It will.
journey.
It's a
It's a whole
whole
journey.
journey. It's a whole journey. But here we dwell amongst goddesses, and so you are in the right space. And honey, if you didn't know what your gifts were, and if you haven't been operating in them until now, even finding out whatever it is, we're going to
Mhm.
help you get there, because that's what we do.
That's where we're going.
That's where we're going, and that's where anybody who follows us, that's where we're going, y'all. That's where we're going. So let's do it. Let's do it.
All right.
Do
Any
it.
reminding others? So many new people. I see new people here. They'll just put in subscribe, like, share. Also,
Yes.
be generous. Don't hoard this particular channel or
Don't hoard
show.
your gifts. Don't
Share
hoard
it.
the show. Don't hoard
Share
this
it.
gift. Thank you, Marie. Don't
Share it.
hoard it. This is a gift, you know?
Share it.
Share it. Share the gift.
Share
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
All of it.
Yes. Come
Okay.
on over to Clubhouse. Come on over. That's where we are headed right now, over to Clubhouse for part two. And so we'll continue the conversation a bit, and then we'll each share our gratitude, intention, and affirmation of the day. If you are coming over, I want you to tell me at least, what is your gift? If do you know what that main gift is, or share a gift that you have? We have multiple gifts, so just know that too,
Can I
right?
request a gift, please?
Yes,
You wanna
Everybody
do it?
like this show and subscribe. That's
yes,
all I'm saying.
Oh
yes.
my
I have
goodness.
That's a
spoken.
gift, right?
Good
And it doesn't
morning,
take much.
Karen, Bond,
Better to
It
give than
doesn't
Vivian,
to
take
receive.
much.
Alexis.
Yes. And
Welcome.
T said it's a movement. That's right. It's a movement here.
Ooh.
It's a movement, what we're doing.
All right now.
All
Hey,
right. So we've
sis.
got to head on out. Thank you so much for joining us today. Sending you all much love and much light. And we'll see you back here bright and early tomorrow.